This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services.
Abe, it's the clicking time of year when it's this cold outside. We haven't sprung forward yet. The days are shorter. The temperatures are lower. We're just inside on our phones and our smart devices and our laptops. I was looking over at my husband, my beloved, the other day, and the man was sitting there in front of our big screen TV with like 4 remote controls. He had in his one side his iPhone. The other side, he had a Chromebook, and he was sitting there with his laptop on his lap. And I just looked at him, and I was just like, y'all set?
Get enough electronics there?
Can I bring you anything?
Yeah, no, I get it. Hey, I get it.
I'm afraid he's going to start radiating.
I know. He probably was. No, I get that. I get that. But, we've got warmer weather to look forward to, and we've got daylight savings time to look forward to here shortly, and we've got, baseball coming back in season here soon, and all kinds of good things to look forward to.
That's what I spend the February days doing, just thinking about and waiting for spring to show up. Speaking of spring and things we're doing this time of year, of course, a lot of folks have taxes on the brain. Unfortunately, for some, might be getting some surprise tax bills they weren't expecting to have to pay from 2025. We have talked plenty about taxes here on this radio program before, including the idea of Roth conversions and how they can be a smart way for us to control our future taxes. And thanks to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the lower tax rates that we've enjoyed since 2017, those are going to continue. But Abe, there was an article on Kiplinger.com saying that this strategy is no longer a slam dunk. Can you explain what they're talking about?
Well, look, you can treat almost $40 trillion in national debt like it's just another number. It's no big deal. Or you can kind of pay attention and say, wow, that's a big number. And the national debt's only continuing to grow. And you know what? Maybe there's a good chance that taxes will actually increase on us down the road and they'll be higher. And what if they did go up? Would that mean that I'm paying more tax on my life savings? For a lot of people? Probably yes. So it's probably a good thing to really look into. Well, Roth conversions aren't always right. They are definitely something you want to look into. And when it comes to one of the biggest risks that can affect a life savings and retirement plan, financial plan, taxes should be top of mind because for a lot of people, especially in the DC metro area, they're going to be one of our largest expenses in retirement, if not the biggest expense. But you need to run the numbers. If you're making a lot of money at the end of your career, Roth conversions may not be right. Perhaps one of your income goes down, one of the spouses retires, the other spouse is still working. That could be an opportunity. Or you go from full-time down to part-time. You go from full-time wage down to no wage, and you're on Social Security, maybe some cash withdrawals, investment withdrawals. That could be an excellent time. Oftentimes, the age window we see makes a lot of sense for people is between like 65 years old and 73. Why? A lot of people retire around 65, and at age 73, forced RMDs start. But you want to run the numbers. And so from the article, the new bonus standard deduction for people 65 and older can lower taxable income, but not adjusted gross income. Okay. Roth conversions can increase adjusted gross income, which determines how much of your Social Security is taxed and whether you'll face IRMA surcharges on Medicare. Yes, your Medicare premiums can go up if income crosses over certain thresholds. Some retirees now face a sneaky attack in which they stay in the same tax bracket but pay thousands more in Medicare premiums or lose Social Security purchasing power due to added taxation simply by adding more income to your picture.
Got it.
So that doesn't mean Roth conversions are wrong for you or bad. In fact, for a lot of people, they're right and they make sense. But you need to know how everything affects each other. And if you throw more income into the equation, it can affect all these other things. You need to understand the rules of the game. You need to be educated on all these moving parts. And it's a lot for the average, ordinary American that doesn't know all the moving parts. Yeah. This is where we here at Abich as fiduciary retirement planners can come in and just kind of put all the pieces together, help people make sense of all these decisions and all these components so they can make educated decisions about their retirement and their life savings, especially when it comes to taxes. We just helped a couple in Sterling, Virginia. They've got about $3 million. The husband is 70. The wife is 68, fully retired. Most of that $3 million pre-taxed, concern with higher taxes down the road, legacy really important to family, to them, which means if most of your dollars are pre-taxed, you just keep all those dollars in a pre-taxed account. You pass it on to, say, kids and grandkids. You got that 10-year rule now, right? You got to deplete the entire IRA within 10 years. You get some of those dollars shifted into a Roth, a lot of those dollars shifted into a Roth, into life insurance, into tax-free accounts or instruments, then those dollars can pass tax-free, free of taxation. So no matter how high tax rates could potentially increase, if you've got monies in a tax-free bucket, well, then we pay the tax bill, and those dollars should be able to pass on free of tax when we pass 20 to 30 years from now, and that could be a huge deal. Again, most of that $3 million pre-tax, RMDs starting in 3 years, no need for portfolio income. So we discovered that all of their income was taken care of through government pensions, local pensions, and Social Security. And so here they are sitting on $3 million. Bills are paid via the pensions and Social Security. Legacy really important. So Roth conversions can make a lot of sense for someone like that. We ran a tax mapping report and analysis. So we helped them understand, here's where you are in the current bracket. Does a Roth conversion make sense for you? And if so, how much? Learn how to do that, right, through the help of a fiduciary retirement planner. We discovered that about $100,000 a year in conversions made sense each year to kind of tackle year in and year out for this couple.
Okay.
Again, that was discovered through a tax mapping report and analysis. You need to be able to run the numbers so you can make an intelligent, educated decision, right? You just don't want to do something like this on a whim. Otherwise, as we've often found out from a lot of people, they end up with an unexpected tax bill early on in the year, and that's not fun when that happens. So a tax mapping report analysis can run all the numbers for you, show you exactly where you are in the bracket, how much room you maybe have to do a Roth conversion if it does make sense, and how to actually do it. That's what we help people with day in and day out. Here at Abich Financial is tax planning as part of an overall comprehensive retirement plan. If you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more in manageable, investable assets that we can help you with. Pick up the phone right now if we want to offer you that same tax mapping report and analysis that helped this couple in Sterling, Virginia, to kind of determine if Roth conversions make sense for them and how to actually tackle that tax plan. Complimentary.
A Roth conversion, just one piece of the overall puzzle for somebody who perhaps is planning to retire this year. 2026 is your year. And if so, well, you're already in the critical zone of when your decisions could determine how comfortable you'll be in retirement. This year continues to bring us lingering inflation. There are, of course, changing tax laws and rising Medicare costs as well. So, Abe, for somebody who wants to retire this year, what are financial moves they should be making now to help avoid some kind of costly mistake later on?
Yeah, here's 4 of them from the article. Number 1, shift from investing to income planning. We talk about that mindset shift and switch that also should be happening in the plan, that move from growth to growth and income, moving from growing your assets, that ascent up the mountain, to structuring reliable income. Mapping how Social Security, pensions, annuities, withdrawals can work together to help create a steady retirement paycheck can prevent costly withdrawal order mistakes. Number 2, build a financial war chest. Advisors recommend more than a standard emergency fund. So, generally that might be 3 to 6 months. Now we're talking, as we head into retirement, 12 to 24 months of cash perhaps, with 5 to 7 years of stable assets that can create a buffer against market downturns. What does that mean? We're dipping into our nest egg for the first time in our lives. If the markets go down, we need some safe money. We need some money that we can get our hands on where the markets haven't gone down and affected those dollars, so we don't have sequence risk. This protects you from having to sell investments at a loss during a bear market. Prepare for rising healthcare and tax. We talk about this a lot. You need to have a healthcare plan. If you're younger than 65, you're going to have to pay for your own healthcare likely. If you're at 65 or older, you've got Medicare supplements, long-term care to consider, taxes, of course. We just talked about that.
Yep.
And then finally, number 4, avoiding outdated rules and stay flexible. As an example, the traditional 4% withdrawal rule doesn't fit well in an environment of longer lifespans, volatile markets, and higher costs. Dynamic, flexible withdrawal strategies, adjusting each year for market performance and inflation, help reduce the risk of running out of money. And I agree with that. So we just recently helped a couple out of Culpeper, Virginia, about $2 million saved, 7 risk on our scale of 1 to 10, and that's 70-30 kind of allocation and portfolio. Husband just retired recently in the last maybe year or two. The wife's still working, and they're looking to fully retire in 5 or less years. That retirement red zone we talk about. And this is the part of retirement planning that so many people don't really understand, right? They knew how to, the husband had a TSP, the wife has an IRA, SEP IRA. They know how to grow their money and get to $2 million, but they just have no idea how to put it all together.
Right.
Not sure how to retire, not sure how to generate income, where to start. And again, most of that money was accumulated in a TSP and a SEP IRA. Bringing kind of all these financial pieces and components into one well thought out, actionable phase 2 retirement plan. Fortunately for them, their pensions and Social Security covered most of the bills. So any income coming from that $2 million of life savings is just going to be kind of icing on the cake for the most part. But the solution for them was to put together a retirement roadmap, bringing all those pieces together, that transition from phase 1 into phase 2, that transition from pure growth to growth and income, that comprehensive plan that adds in tax planning, healthcare planning, investment planning, income planning, all covered and planned for.
Yep.
If you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more in manageable, investable assets that we can help you with. We want to offer you that same retirement roadmap that we offered to this couple in Culpeper, Virginia, that comprehensive plan that brings all the resources together into a well-thought-out, actionable phase 2 retirement plan, complimentary.
So one of the things that can throw a retirement budget into a state of chaos is the, quote, unexpected event, because life does not stop when you get to retirement, Abe. You know this very well. The Center for Retirement Research says whatever your yearly budget is, you should set aside 10% of it for unexpected expenses. What have you seen in your office at Abich Financial, Abe, as far as common events that can derail a retirement budget? What should we be on the lookout for in our own futures?
I think one of the biggest things that we see is going to be an unexpected healthcare event. So from this article, here's a few of them, with healthcare surprises being one of them. And sometimes it's just not the expense, but it's a lack of liquidity that throws people for a huge challenge. Most people have most of their money saved in pre-taxed accounts. So okay, although the dollars might be liquid, well, if we're pulling $50K out, $100K or whatever it is from an IRA, it's fully taxable right out of a pre-taxed account. So yeah, it's liquid, but then we're getting hammered with tax when we take money out. Healthcare surprises can be a major and reoccurring budget disruptor. Research shows that greater than expected costs for dental care, prescriptions, in-home care, and nursing homes fall squarely into the unexpected category. These healthcare shocks affect a majority of retirees in a given year and often arrive without much warning. I've seen that a handful of times. Rainy day expenses are more common than people realize. Just stuff happening at home. I hear about it all the time. And then family-related financial events where sometimes, our clients have to take care of other family members financially, and things pop up unexpectedly. In fact, we just helped a couple that had an unexpected healthcare event that's been clients of ours for some time. They're in their mid-60s here in the D.C. metro area. Over $10 million of wealth accumulated and saved. But an unexpected healthcare event happened to the family, specifically to the wife, so much so that even at 65 years old, roughly, she needs help in the home taking care of herself.
Got it.
And the help needed is so much that the husband can't really help, right?
Okay.
They need people to come in inside the home. And she needs professional help, to come into the home and help her. Well, fortunately, when they became clients, we set up a hybrid insurance plan. It is life insurance, but it's got living benefits inside of it. We call it like a hybrid plan because you don't have to die to use the coverage. You can actually accelerate and spend down the death benefit while you're alive for a living need like long-term care. So in fact, they were able to file a claim, and they're going to be receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay for that care. Now, you can self-insure. You can buy insurance. You can do a combination of both. I urge you to take it really seriously and have a plan for it, whether it's self-insuring or a combination of self-insuring and an insurance purchase to help you pay for something like that. So let's get a plan in place. If you're 55 years old and older, you've saved $500,000 or more of manageable investable assets that we can help you with. We want to offer you the same healthcare and long-term care plan analysis that we offered to this couple here in the DC metro area that actually is helping them right now to plan for this healthcare event that they've had, complimentary.
Abe and his team, they are here to help you do that. So it's theretirementkey.com to start the conversation, or you can just click on the links we've got posted in the show notes.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.